Did you know? The Mario Kart series has a whole range of cut and censored content. In the international version of Super Mario Kart, both Princess Peach and Bowser had their victory animations changed. In the Japanese version of the game, both characters can be seen drinking champagne, as is tradition in racing events like Formula 1 and NASCAR. This was likely censored by Nintendo of America, deeming the alcoholic reference inappropriate for a child-friendly game. Mario Kart 64 was also censored. The advertisements found throughout the courses were originally references to real-world products, rather than generic Mario-themed signs. The products being parodied were Marlboro cigarettes, Egypt gasoline, Mobil 1 oil, Goodyear tires, and the 76 gas station chain. They were altered internationally, likely for two reasons. One of these companies sold cigarettes, which could cause problems for an E-rated game, and any of the companies being parodied could have sued Nintendo. During Mario Kart 64's early beta stages, the game was known as Super Mario Kart R. The character Kamek appeared as a playable character in these early builds, but was later to be replaced with Donkey Kong. As Rare was handling the Donkey Kong franchise at the time, they supplied Donkey Kong's character model for the game. Mario Kart 64 also has a hidden secret on the race results screen. Letting the music on the screen loop 64 times causes the music to change, playing an alternate version of the results theme. It's possible that this is a glitch and that it was simply meant to play after the results theme, but the fact the results theme plays 64 times before the new music kicks in could be a reference to the Nintendo 64. Other Mario Kart games had scrapped characters too. In Mario Kart Wii, Petey Piranha, a paratrooper, and a Hammer Brother were all planned to be playable in the game, as well as a third costume for playing as Mii's. Petey Piranha and the paratrooper were both in Mario Kart Double Dash, but the Hammer Brother would have been new to the Mario Kart series. There's also an unused icon in the game's data for a Chain Chomp item. The item was in Double Dash and was possibly going to return in Mario Kart Wii, but was replaced by the Bullet Bill item in the final game. The Chain Chomp item was going to appear in Mario Kart DS, but was also put aside in favor of the Bullet Bill. Mario Kart Wii and DS both have unused copies of Double Dash's Mario Circuit. The track in the Wii version seems to be just an unpolished version of the Double Dash track, but the track in the DS version has been reworked for the DS's hardware limitations. It's thought that both of these tracks were used to test the games. There are a few more test tracks in Mario Kart DS. The most notable of them are a Koopa Beach-like track filled with various ramps and roaming Goombas, and another track that's fairly plain looking but has giant pipes as a part of the course. The pipe track seems to have been made to test collision detection, and the beach level may have been made to test the ramps and environmental obstacles placed throughout it. There's also an interesting feature that was cut from the Game Boy Advance's Mario Kart Super Circuit. The game originally had online connectivity. Japanese players could exchange ghost recordings online via a cell phone adapter. The rest of the world could only do this locally using a GBA link cable. Mario Kart Arcade GP has probably the strangest piece of unused content in the entire series. There are 3 images in the game's data that seem to have been used to test the game's camera player portrait feature. There's a simple striped colored test image, an image showing some kind of mascots, and a picture from the 2004 Beslan school hostage crisis, where armed separatist militants in a school in Beslan took hostage over 1,100 people. Over 380 people lost their lives in the crisis, and it's unknown why such an obscure image would have been used in the game. In recent times, it's become fairly well known that Super Mario Bros. 2 was based on a game in Japan called Doki Doki Panic. Doki Doki Panic was developed by Nintendo in a partnership with the Fuji Television Company, and had the company's mascots as playable characters. The game was later reworked into a Mario game for the West and starred Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad instead of Fuji's characters. This was because Nintendo of America thought the recently released Japanese Super Mario Bros. 2, which was later released in the West as the Lost Levels, was too difficult, and they didn't want to risk damaging the Mario brand in North America by discouraging casual players. This has led many to believe that the Western Super Mario Bros. 2 isn't a true sequel or even a real Mario game, and that the Lost Levels is the real sequel to the original Super Mario Bros. This, however, isn't the case. Sometime after the completion of the original Super Mario Bros., Nintendo Kyoto's based R&D division began working on a new Mario engine. The original Super Mario Bros. Had innovated a world that scrolled horizontally, so Nintendo decided they wanted to try to innovate in the other direction and see how a Mario game could work with a vertically scrolling world instead. It became clear early on that a game with only vertical scrolling couldn't offer the same level of quality platforming as the original Super Mario Bros. Shigeru Miyamoto stepped in and gave some advice to the development team, and horizontal scrolling was also added to the game. The prototype was originally designed around having items and blocks that you could throw and pile up, and also had 2-player cooperative play. You were even able to throw the other player to hard-to-reach places to progress the the game. The deal with Fuji Television was struck as the team was working, and this prototype became Doki Doki Panic. Although the co-op was dropped, many of these aspects can still be seen in Doki Doki Panic, and in turn the Western Super Mario Bros. 2. The very first part of the game scrolls vertically, and bosses must be defeated by throwing objects at them. It seems like the version of Super Mario Bros. 2 that we got in the West was the true sequel all along. That's all for today, but don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you also check out DidYouKnowGaming.com, where we post gaming trivia every single day. If you like this video, check out our other videos. And if you're looking for something new, check out my video game original raps. I've done one about Ocarina of Time and one about Donkey Kong Country 2, so give those a click. Ever since I was little, I wondered why I felt so different. These nightmares aren't a custom, I must uncover this vision. We had adventures in the lost woods you had claimed were sacred. Even under my doe's enslavement, you said that I was your favorite.